Hey guys, what's up? Doing a intercooler install and front pipe install on the pretty clean Type R. Start it off, I'm going to take the front bumper off, and you're going to want to come in the fender well. There's some Phillip screws. I believe they're 4 or 5 of them on there. You don't have to take the highest one off, it actually goes into the fender. But I like to do it just so you can peel the plastic back and get to the corner marker a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and take those out. The corner marker has a latch that depresses on the back of it. It'll pop out, unplug it, and then you're going to want to have to come up here, pop clips around the perimeter of the bumper. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and see you in a second. Okay, got most of the clips off the perimeter here. A quick tip for the eyebrow area of the headlight. I took this off just to give you guys a better picture, but you can just peel the rubber back. You want to go in here with a pick. Sort of hard to see, but there's a black tab down there that you depress, you push down, and it releases the eyebrow. And that is the best way I've found to not damage your bumper. So there's one right here, and then down near the beginning of the headlight there's one more. There's 2 on each side. Okay, here's the corner mark. I'm taking it out already just to show you guys. This clip right here where my finger is slips into this pocket, and then it will push in and clip. When you remove it, peel this back, reach around, and then you're going to depress that prong right there, and the light will pop out like that. You have to disconnect the harness. Good to go. Okay, so let me give you a little better picture under the eyebrow. That's what the clip looks like. Right here is where you press down to depress it, and releases the eyebrow. Now, on the bumper, you're going to want to work your way from the corner marker to the center on each side. You'll see, sort of hard to see these clips. You depress these. There's a number of them up the bumper. Just go slow. And then under the headlight, the tabs actually reverse. You have to pick up on the black tab to release the bumper, and work your way to the middle. Before we go underneath the car here, remember to reach into the fog light area and disconnect the fog light before you go any further. Alright, going underneath the car, you'll see these black clips. See, I've removed a couple already. Just go around the perimeter of the bumper here. I forgot to count them, but there's a good many. You don't have to go back into the next piece of black plastic underneath the car. There's no real need to take that off. Just get the bumper cover off, and that'll give you enough room to do whatever you need to do here. Alright, the bumper is off. Pretty far through the install of the front mount now. It's pretty easy. You're going to have to come over and see these air curtains. The clip is up through the bottom. Go ahead and take that out. There's one clip on each side. Sort of let it dangle in there. It's fairly flexible. It'll get out of the way. And then you're going to come over 10mm headed bolt. It's a 6x1 bolt. Go ahead and take that off, and you'll see that will unmount the intercooler. There's another on the opposite side. And then finally come in 12mm socket. Take the 2 8x1 1¼ bolts out, and then over on this side, see the same thing, 10mm head bolt, take the bracket off, 2 12mm heads. You are free and clear to take the intercooler off and start hanging the PRL front mount. Here's the hardware bag we supply with our front mounts. It should look very similar. Sometimes we change the packaging a little bit, not a big deal. You do need to use, I should say, the supplied hardware. Same thread pitch as a factory bolt. It's 8x1 1/4. However, it's a socket head cap screw. They're going to be a 6mm, so check your tool list before you start. Here's the O-ring seals, and then these yellow plastic washers. You don't always need them, but we supply them in case your intercooler is a little crooked, a little error in manufacturing, car's a little crooked. You can use these to space the intercooler up or down a little bit, and you know, get it to lay in there perfect. Not always needed, but make sure you throw a little anti-seize on there. Got a steel bolt going into aluminum piece, dissimilar metals. Just looking out. All right, front mount's on, bolts are tight, brackets are good, air curtains are back in, and that's one thing cool about working PRL. Follow me. Excuse the mess, it's a little hectic right now. Not sure if this is the exact material, but there's something very similar with Type R tank starts out as. Hey Brian, what's up? Come over here. Type R tank, I believe, running right now. Nothing too fancy though as far as motion, unfortunately bad time. But pretty nice machine work right there. Alright, underneath the car now, I'm going to do start the front pipe install, under pipe, whatever you want to call it. Just like doing an oil change, take the tin tray off. There's some Phillips in the front, and the flathead quarter turns around the other perimeter of it. We'll take that off. Okay, underneath the car again, the tin tray's off. You're doing an oil change or something, you're going to come up here, start to see 3-bolt pattern, 14mm head, and blast those off. They are a stud, so you don't have to put a wrench up there. You can just stick the gun up in there, or ratchet, whatever you want, fire them off. Come up front. This particular customer does not have factory brackets reinstalled, but your car should have brackets. Another 3 bolts there, and then over here you have one hanger, and then we'll try to wrestle this thing out of there. There we go. Front pipe is out. Basically I pulled it out this cavity towards the front of the car. You sort of have to twist, and then come in the back here. Usually stick your hands or pry bar up in there, massage the heat shielding in there until you get the triangle flange to work through the space there, and sure enough, to come out. Installation just the reverse of the removal. Turn it sideways a little bit, start feeding it up through, she'll go over, reinstall the hanger. We have supplied hardware, 10 by 1 1/4 bolts, and then we have nice gaskets we had made for the front rear connections there. And once again, try to reuse your brackets here down on the cat pipe. Like I said, this gentleman's car has had them removed. Not a big deal, but try to keep them if you have them. Spiral pipe. Good welds. Josh is in the back killing it right now. Nice piece. Here's the hardware bag. Supplied gaskets and 10mm bolts. Okay, have the front pipe in, gaskets in, bolts are all on, nutted. You know, this will probably help you guys out. It's not real critical here on the front pipe, but at least on the down pipe. Leave everything loose. Mock the car up first. There's some error built into the flanges. The holes are a little bigger tolerance than they need to be. Our turbine flange, turbine outlet flange, I should say, actually has like a slot built into it that lets you rotate the downpipe, help correct some errors. But see, I'm gonna go tighten it down now. Everything's fitting pretty good, and you know, heat shields are up there. We're clear. Looking good. All back together. It's 5 o'clock on a Friday here, so I'm going to red up.